Welcome to the Ozzstar Cars channel. I'm Glenn, and today's fun project, well, we're going to do a review on the Autel MaxiBas Bt608. So have it right here in my hand. Now what this is a very powerful battery tester. So basically any automotive battery that you can throw at this thing, it will read, it will test the state of charge, the state of health. And the way it does that is through adaptive conductance. So it's got this technology in it that's extremely accurate. And if you're a professional technician or you work on cars, you should be kind of interested in this tool, because I believe after using it for about 3 or 4 months that this thing can definitely make you money. It doesn't just test batteries, it also tests starters and the alternator. So basically the electrical system in the car. I've had good luck with it. I've been using it now for, I don't know, maybe about 4 or 5 months. I put it through the ringer. I probably used it on at least a dozen vehicles, and it's got some really great features. Here's the cables that come with it, and they're really nice. These clamps, they're sharp and they grab really good, so they don't like slip off when you're testing at the terminals. Now, this thing has so many cool features. I'm excited to share it with you, because anybody who knows or watches my channel knows I'm not going to talk about a tool unless it's good. This one I found to be very accurate. It has Wi-Fi, through Wi-Fi, has updates, and I know you're going to ask, so yes, these are lifetime free updates with this tool. So you do not have to pay a subscription to use it. It comes with a dongle, plug into the OBD port, and I'm going to show you that over there. I've got the case behind me on the bench. But what I want to tell you real quick is how accurate this thing is. Not only is it accurate, it's easy to use. So it's got like the scan technology. So, and I'll probably show you that when we do an actual, I've got a 2016 F-150 right here, and we're going to test it out on that. But it can scan. It's got a camera built in, so you could take pictures of what you're working on if you want to show the customer or what have you. But you can scan the barcode up on the VIN, or even in the door jamb if it has a barcode, and it'll self-auto detect that quick. So you could do it that way. You could do it through your OBD dongle, or you can enter it manually, of course. But it does read codes and it clears codes, and it does give live data. Now, it does not have bi-directional control. I know, I'm wiping my tears away. It's about the only thing it doesn't have. It does not have bi-directional control. So basically, you can see what's going on. It does have a lot of PIDs in it, but you can't like turn windows or make windows go up and down and stuff, all the fun stuff. Anyway, I think we need to go over to the bench. Let me show you what comes in the box here in the kit, and we'll take it from there. Here's the packaging or the label that comes on it. I just wanted to show you this real quick, so you might be interested what type of batteries it can test. And like I say, pretty much everything. It's got the flooded, the AGM spiral, EFB, and the gel batteries. So it pretty much can test all of them, and it's compatible with the cold cranking amps and so on. Even the EN, like the Euro cars have. So it does, let me zoom in a little bit closer so you can see that. So it does pretty much whatever you need it to do. It is a touchscreen, just like the, if you're familiar with the Maxi lineup of tools. But in this case here, this one, believe it or not, isn't gigantic. If you have a MaxiBas scanner, you know how big some of the boxes can be. This one's not gigantic. But anyway, your cables, your clamps all fit down in here with the tool itself. Comes with a charger. Now, as you can see, it's a rechargeable battery in this unit. So, and it lasts a very long time. I hardly ever have to charge the thing. It comes with the dongle right here for the OBD. So this is our dongle, has a little light in there so you can see what you're doing. Anyway, that comes in extremely handy. We'll go over that in a second. And then in the center here, behind the secret door, what's behind door number 1, is some terminal adapters. So, like on the GMs, the older GMs have the side posts. Well, this can thread right in and give you a little extension if you need to grab on and test it that way. So, and I think these larger ones are for some of the Euro cars, but don't hold me to it. I haven't used those yet. So anyway, that's what you get basically in the kit. Now, there is one thing that doesn't come in the standard Bt608, and let me show you that in the tool right here. There's an optional accessory for a multimeter, like the probes right here. So let's hit that. I'm going to show you. So you can actually, let's see, basic function. It'll show you, that's the other nice thing about this tool, as far as like when you plug in and you're looking up a specific vehicle, it'll tell you like battery locations and stuff like that. So if it's hidden in the trunk or where it is, you know, if you can't find it under the hood. But anyway, here's those probes, and you would plug in right back here on this port here. This is our clamp port right now. So, and the wires, by the way, are very heavy duty, really nicely made. This is quality stuff. It's not a cheap tool. Anyway, you can get this optional multi the whatchamacallit, geez, I just lost my train of thought. The probes optional, and here's what else you can get. Let's go back. Oh, by the way, you can graph it, of course. Graph your information if you have them. But what's cool is here with the relative compression test, you can get yourself an amp clamp too. So that kit has the probe and the amp clamp. I don't have it. I wish I did. I think it's about 200 bucks for that option, and that would be handy to have. But anyway, if you're familiar with Autel, it's the same kind of setup or format, I should say. You got you know, in-vehicle test for your batteries. I'll show you that in a second. You can test the batteries out of the car, and when we go to battery replacement, it's probably one of the coolest features of this tool. So let's say it auto detects, and what's so nice about it, like on the Euro cars, you got the Audis, the Mercedes, what have you, BMW, Fords have the battery management. You know, you need to program the battery, a new battery when you put it in, or at least you should. And this thing makes it so simple. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But anyway, here's like our diagnostics function. Like I said, read and erase codes. It has all your settings. There's a data management here, so after you do some tests on a car, it'll actually save it. And here's like a bunch of different vehicles that I've done, you know, use this tool on. And you can open it up and you can refer to whatever your results were. So it's pretty cool. Oops, I just put print. So you can print there. Well, there's a PDF file, so you can also send it and email it. And you know, it's nice to have in case somebody like a customer or something wants the information. But anyway, there's a lot of different features here. Like I said, it can take a picture of what you're working on, or you can screen cap what you have there, your data. So that's about it. Let me just check data manager. Well, let me see anything else in there. Nothing else I need to show you guys there. Oh, data logging's nice because of course you can record your data as you're working. Like I said, it does provide live data for diagnostics. And that's about it. Let's go to the truck now, and I want to show you guys how this thing works in action. So here's our F-150 here, and I've got the dongle. Let's go inside the truck and plug this in. You guys know how to plug in a dongle, but let me set this in here. And it does give you audible and visual connection there that you made. Let me turn the ignition on. Okay, and we'll go back under the hood to show you guys how simple this tool can be to use. It's very intuitive. So let's do let's just do an in-vehicle test. We'll test the battery, the starter, and the alternator. So to do that, it's really simple. Oop, we already got our VCI hooked up, so let's hit in-vehicle test. And it's actually should automatically auto detect, which it just did. I see the VIN number right here. Okay, I'm sorry about the glare, but here's what's really cool. It automatically knew the battery information that's in here. So we've got 610 cold cranking amps. I don't know if you guys can read that, but this battery information is actually already stored into the scan tool here, the battery tester. So that makes it really easy. Let's get that out of there. It's already identified. I mean, that quick. You guys saw how fast it identified the truck. Flooded, cold cranking amps. Now we want to set it to, manually set this to 610. Let's do that. I'm not sure that we have to, but I don't want to take any chances. And this, if you wanted to scroll through, let's say you had an AGM battery, just that's all you got to do is roll right through it. You got an EN Euro battery, no problem. So it's very, very easy to use. Now we're done with that, and what's great about this tool, you can put in the license information if you want, but we don't need that. Let's go, or hit battery location. Let's just see what it tells us. So it's showing the actual vehicle and the battery location right there where it says. So passenger side right there. Pretty cool, right? Let me go back. It makes it really easy. So I want to show you guys the in-vehicle test now and how accurate and quick this thing is. Let's get the clamp set up over here. It's going to ask us to do that. So basically we go to in-vehicle test. Like I said, we'll test the complete charging system here. And it's going to tell us exactly what to do. So it says the VIN has test history. Is it possible to enter through the test history records? So I shut the ignition off and the OBD is not on. So let's put yes because it should be. I see it right there. Here's our battery. Let's see, let's go to the next step. It needs to know the battery barcode, so that's easy enough. What we need to do here is just scan this barcode and it will actually know which battery we have. So let's do that. You could enter it manually if you like. You can push this and then you get this, let me show you. You get your pop-up keypad. So we don't need that, let's close that down. You hit this blue icon. And then all we need to do is scan this barcode right here for a second. Hopefully I'll get this all on film. Just hold it steady. And boom, that quick. That is right there. That is our battery. So that is our barcode listing. So let's hit OK. We've got that in. Physical damage, we're good. You can take a picture if you want. If you want to add a photo of, let's say there was corrosion on the terminals, you want to show the customer, you can go ahead and take some pictures of that, whatever you want to do there. So it tells you to hook up the cables, which we already have hooked up. Like I say, it's very intuitive. Now it wants us to hook up the clamps. So battery clamps going on. Let's get a good connection here. Oop, get you guys on film and get this on the ground. Should be good. Okay. And I know I'm good because I can see the voltage up in there. So I'll show you that in a second. So basically we have 12.2 volts. If we didn't, let me disconnect the negative cable real quick. See how it just went to red? And now I'll hook this back up. So we should be good. So we know we have a good connection. So that's nice to have. Now it's going to ask us to do these things like turn off all the electrical appliances, ignition off, close all the doors. They are. You have to physically check these off in order to start testing. So you go through the process. Let's see how fast this takes. Like I said, this thing's very accurate. Boom, there we go. Okay, has the battery been charged before the test? No. It's an original battery. It's my vehicle. Okay, so that's good to know. So our state of charge is only 57%. And our state of health is like kind of okay right there, you know, like mediocre. So it's saying you can charge it. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 5-year-old battery. We can't ask for too much. Recharging, I don't know how much that'll help. But since the state of health is only almost half, so the capacity is like getting weak on this battery. So anyway, that's good to know. If it was a good battery, it would be over on this right side, this arrow. That would be in the green. It would say good. And if it was down here to the left, then it would be a failure and it would come up red. So anyway, this shows us our current voltage. And the problem we're having here is that the coal cranking amps are only 392 when we have a 610 cranking amp battery. So, you know, that tells you right there we're about half weak. So that's good to know. I didn't know that. Let's go to continue. The ignition is off. Okay. I'm going to start testing that now. So it's probably going to want me to, it says waiting for the vehicle to start. Let's do that real quick. From experience, I know if you don't, the unit will time out on you. So it gives you a little bit of time. Let's start it. It gives you your starting voltage, starting time. Cranking was normal, so you get the green light. So that's good. Let's hit continue. appliances are off. It's doing its diagnostics there. Now it wants me to hold the RPMs up 2,000 to 3,000 RPM and press continue. Okay, so let me bring this into the cab. I'm going to set you guys down for a second. So I ran my cables through the passenger window over there. Let's go inside the driver's side before this times out. And we'll take her up to 2,000. It's got this little built-in RPM gauge, so as long as we're in the green, I don't even need to look at the tach. And we'll hold it for a second. It's doing the test. There you go. Release accelerator, press continue. Turn on all the appliances. So now it wants the headlamps on. So let's do that real quick. Let's go over here to the headlamps. Turn that on. Turn on the AC. The radio I can turn on. Turn the volume down. We don't want to get the demonetize action. What else can we turn on? How about the rear defroster? That's this guy. And we pretty much got everything on now. Okay, we'll continue. This is testing the alternator now. Bring it up into the green zone. I'm holding the accelerator. Lift off the accelerator, continue. Turn off the ignition and electrical appliances. Okay. And then we'll press continue. So that's off. Continue. And there we go. It says charging was normal. And it does a ripple test. So it actually, that's kind of cool. So there's our ripple test. It'll be like putting an amp clamp on. You know, to me that looks a little crazy, but that's with the load on it. So it tells me it's good. I don't have any issues with this truck. Our load voltage, no load and load. Pretty good. It held it. And that's about it. So what we can do now, and the best part is, watch this right up in here. So you hit report, okay? And now you have the option to either save the PDF file. Well, it already saved it for you. You can, you know, email it to yourself if you want. You've got the print it out or the send it. So we can hit that. We'll save that. We're creating a print file. So let's go back. And now watch this part right up here. Here we go. Let me zoom out a little bit. Right in here. This is cool. You can give this right to your customer or your buddy. It's basically printing the full report, what we just looked at. Okay, and you tear this off, and then you can give this to your whoever. So hopefully you guys can see it in here. It's a little dark, but these were our test results. And what's nice is you put in, you put your own information in down here if you want. You know, your shop, email address, and there's my motto right there. Take it easy. So pretty cool, right? And that's basically how you use this tool. Now, if you want, and I think we should, let's just do a quick OBD2 code scan on this truck and see if we find any other surprises. All right, so let's scan this truck. The OBD is still plugged in down there. Let's turn on the ignition and let's go ahead and go to diagnostics right here. Oop, let me shut the fan off. There we go. Shut that off. Shut that off. I'm just shutting all the accessories off. Now let's go to auto detect here. That's this little blue guy where it says VIN. Let's auto VIN it. Let's see how fast it is. Now you don't have to have your battery cables, you know, mine are still out the window there. That doesn't matter. You don't need to have that. So let's just tell it what it is. Oop, gotta hit forward OK. Gotta hit the OK. There's our VIN. That is our VIN number right there. And let's hit read. Dummy, don't read. let's go okay. It already read the VIN. Okay, decoded it for us. This does have the 5 liter in it. And, you know, it says save. We can save it. Let's just say yes. Auto scan, here we go. So let's do a full scan. And I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'll let you guys know. So we don't have to sit here through the entire process and be bored. But so far it's moving pretty fast. And I know this truck has a lot of modules. And there's our percentage. Okay, in real time, that took maybe 1 minute. Not sure how fast it was here on YouTube time, but and that was through 18 modules. This thing just scanned really fast. So I don't know. I'm not complaining about it. The only faults I see in the entire setup here is this front control interface module. Let's just hit it and see what codes it's telling me. So, oop, did I hit it? Yeah, I highlight. Okay, so I highlighted it, and then you got to click OK. There we go. Let's read the codes. I'd say, to give you an idea of the size, this is about, you know, like one of those big smartphone screens. In fact, I wish this had a screen protector. If there's one available that you guys might know of, please let me know, because this is just raw glass here. It's doing its test with the interface module here, the control module. I see stuff blinking and turning on and flashing. You probably heard some beeping. All right, what's this say? View to these DTCs. Got it. And here are our codes. So what do we got? Lost communication, invalid data. All right. I don't know. Well, guess what? We'll play with that another day. That's for another video. So let's escape. We could actually, I'll save this. How's that? That's a good idea. I can review it later. So, and then we give it a file name. Let's call it F150. There we go. And we should be good to go there, right? Let's close that, save. It says saving successful. So that's it. Let's escape out of there. Let's just check live data. I just want to show you guys, you know, the capability. I don't want to make the video too long. We don't want to be boring. We don't need to fall asleep. So I got my little report right there. Anyway, so that's kind of cool. This is giving us all these switches. Let's see, like the AC switch is inactive. So why don't I hit the AC switch and see if we can get this to fire on. So fire up. So the AC is on now. Let's see what it switched to. So let's see. Let me turn down this thing. I'll hit it. There you go. It says inactive. I'm going to fire it up now. Active. There you go. So you can see it. Turn it off. Turn it on. There you go. Boom. So you can do that with a lot of the different features, like the power windows, power locks. This thing will tell you, you know, your blower motor speed is at 20%. Let's turn that up. Let's see how that cranks. There you go. So it can help you with diagnostics. It definitely has a lot of information here. And as I've used this on other vehicles, it's a quick scan tool, and it's helped me figure out things pretty fast. So I can't beat that. All right, I'm going to get out of here now. And that about wraps it up. Oh, I do want to show you one more thing. Now, if you wanted to do manual selection, you would just, you know, highlight that, and then let's say Ford, and you could go through, you know, all your different vehicles. If it didn't, for some reason, an older vehicle, it didn't auto detect, I just wanted you guys to know, you know, you're not stuck. You know, and like I said, you could even scan the barcode on the door jambs or sometimes on the windshields, and it'll load that information up on the newer stuff. So let's get out of here. Okay, this thing might beep at me. Yep, because I left the OBD dongle in there. But what I wanted to show you is this battery replace. So since it already knows we have the OBD hooked up in there, since it already knows this information and we scanned it, the scan tool knows this. If you replace the battery, you just, oops, let me go back. Go to battery replace. Now I'm not going to do it because, is it possible to enter? Yes, we can. Okay, and all we would need to do basically is go through here, follow the same steps that we took before, and it's going to tell us all about the battery selection suggestion and sizes and all this other stuff. And basically it gives us the process of preparing, replacing the battery, new battery, battery test, and then register it. So it goes through all the processes to make sure that the BCM knows what's going on. So how awesome is that? Especially on the Euro cars, you know, when you got to type in the code, you go to your scan tool, and I have video, I think on an Audi or Volkswagen, where I did that, where you manually go in and type in the new battery. Well, now you can just scan this stuff and it's done. This thing will do it for you. 1, 2, 3. I mean, fantastic. So let's wrap the video up. I just want to add that this tool is really, it feels good in hand. It's got a good rubber protection on the sides here. Like I say, one thing I do wish it came with a screen protector. That's something that I would like to see. It's minor, but you know, the tool works great. The dongle is very well made. Now keep in mind, it has this VCI. It has a port in the bottom where you can update this every now and then too. So you need to make sure that if you have a MaxiBas, you know what I mean, once in a while you need to update these things, and of course the tool. So it's very universal, works on pretty much everything. I really don't have anything more to complain about the tool except for that screen protector. I do wish that the kit at that price point came with the probes and the amp clamp. That would be kind of cool, because if you had those probes, you could do even more diagnostics with it. And like I mentioned earlier, I think it's about a $200 option, but don't hold me to it. Speaking of that, this tool here is probably, I'd say, in the 500, 550 range. That's US dollars. And Autel has given me a discount code for you guys. So if you do purchase it on Amazon, and this is for a US market here, this isn't a one of those knockoffs. I know in my other videos people are very concerned with, is that a Chinese model? Or, they're all made in China. This one is made for the USA here though. And there is going to be a discount code. I'll leave that in the description down below. I think it gets you like another $25, $30 off. And if you use Amazon Prime, maybe another 60 bucks or something like that. Anyway, just to help you out, pays you for watching the video. So thanks for stopping by the channel. Check out my other automotive repair videos. I do have other Autel MaxiBas scan tools. I like Autel personally. Yeah, there's a lot of different choices out there. Sure, there's other battery testers out there. But for me, knowing that I have the that technology, it's kind of like the Apple to Android guys. You know, you get familiar with one setup, and that's pretty much what you go with. I like the setup. That's what I'm using. So let me know your thoughts down below. I hope you enjoyed the video. Right down there, comment section, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.